Painted Dixon Touring Car Masters race. So brand new car for Cameron Mason. He's on pole. Cameron Tilley, one of the oldest cars in the field, never won a race. He starts from the outside of the front row.
So he'll be hungry for this chance right now. Good time to have the V8 engine ready to go. Now, Andrew Fisher's jumped to the back of the field, and he'll start behind these drivers on screen right now. And that is a bit of a who's who. And then I mean this with the most utmost respect, but Rob Hackwood in some fantastic company back there.
He was blown away in his own words to qualify third, and he walked up to me after qualifying and said, "I beat John Bow. It's the coolest thing ever." He said, "I'll rub that in for a while." He was very happy, and that's how qualifying is how they grid up for the first of the 3 championship races. So think supercars qualifying to the 3 points paying races. This pays points to start, 10 to start the race, 10 points if you finish the race. Everyone gets the same points. But this is a bona fide Touring Car Masters race. It counts to the record book, it counts to the history. It's a race, it's just got a slightly different way of determining the grid.
How good. Rolling start, 2 by 2. We're about to see why Touring Car Masters is so much fun. And to start on the very front row, a brand new hot rod. Have a look at this Mustang. Shades of Alan Moffat and the Brute 33 car rolling up towards the start line. Hopefully that thing comes back looking as it left the pits. Resplendent, brand new, queued up and ready for a start. We've had 3 different winners from the 3 trophy races this year. Pushing and shoving, and we're racing in Ipswich. Oh no, off in a big, big way. Where's that going? It's out of the ballpark.
It's Alan Bowgen in the Mercury Comet. It's a long car. It takes a long time to stop. And he's been fed across the road to driver's right. And in the dust, it looks like he may have made contact to that inside tyre wall.
He was doing plenty of pushing and shoving to start with as well, and that is a heavy hit to the front of that car. We're racing down the backstretch with a few cars missing a few pieces. And we've gone safety car conditions as a result. There's still going to be a little bit to sort out down here because the yellows have come out and everyone's hard on the anchors, just trying to keep it on the road down there at turn 3. Now they'll get a chance to see the safety card boards, and that is a good sign that at least he's out of the car. But that has taken a monstrous hit to the front end.
It's Alan Bowgen, Queenslander, spent a lot of his life at the drag strip not too far away from this venue, just up Champions Way, Willowbank Raceway, famous for Ford Custom Lines. That's his nickname, is Cusso Bowgen. Jim Policina in the Mocop Communications number 7 car off the road, running 12th at the time. Gee, that's a big impact. That tyre wall is a long way on the inside on driver's right, and they're still trying to get themselves sorted out.
Racing to the stripe, NASCAR style at the moment. Yeah. Race back to the caution.
Race control won't like that very much.
How dusty is it on the racetrack as a result of that?
Well, that was the car getting squeezed off to the inside of the road, just bringing all of the dust. It's very dry here at Queensland Raceway, bringing it all onto the road, and that's Adam Bracington. We'll be thankful that it only loses 10 points for not finishing the race because he's stuck on one of the escape roads. Could be the one between turn 2 and turn 4.
They're still hauling the mail for it. Well, we've actually just gone back to green flag on the timing screen. That is the most bizarre thing we've seen. Everything on the timing screen lit up yellow, and they've just kept them out there and kept rolling.
The yellow flags all around the circuit as well.
I have never seen that at a racetrack before. They've just withdrawn it.
That's cost a lot of people a lot of spots because some of them got right out of it. They're still green.
Wow, okay. Play to the umpire's whistle, I guess, but the umpire kind of half blew it.
Yeah. You don't even know if that's possible.
Well, either way, we're still racing here, Krause.
Wow. So it's Cameron Mason in front by 1.5 seconds. The car we didn't mention at the start was Ben Dunn, another of the former V8U racers in the field in the Chevy Monza, the 2-door coupe. That car's a winner. Greg Ritter raced that car for a couple of rounds and won at the Adelaide 500. He's got that thing up to second place and had a drag race with Cameron Tilley. It almost looked between the two of them. There was a hesitation to see who would yield first before what we thought was a safety car.
Bizarre. Rather curious one. So it's the witness marks on the side of the Tirana and on the front. Very much caught up in that start line incident. Belgium made a really good start. Went for a small gap. They went 3 wide for a moment and then it all kicked off.
In that early contact, it's car 12 with the broken front bumper, the SLR 5000 Tirana. It's the ex-Ryan Hansford car that Ryan race to a win in the streets of Townsville last year.
I don't think it's the bumper that's the problem on that Tirana. If anything, it's that left front quarter panel starting to come loose, flap about. And they're old school parts on these cars as well, so they've got a bit of weight behind them.
They're allowed to run some fiberglass brake disc glowing there into turn 4. So fiberglass front guards and clip, which is why they tend to shatter rather than bend in contacts like that, just to help get some weight out of these very heavy racing cars. Sven Burkhardt's in the Porsche getting gobbled up. 911, about 360 horsepower compared to cars with 650 around him. So horsepower track like this, it gets out of the corners really well. The other end of the straight, not so good. So look midfield here, we'll analyse what happens. Now Belgium right in the middle of shot, just moves across into Burnett.
Not a lot Burnett could have really done about that. Big yellow tank was coming over that way. Wasn't quite clear of Peter Burnett and the Tirana. This is a classic case of just race start, and when you're in a race car, you've got your Hans device on, you're locked in, you have such limited visibility. And that thing had pirouetted once or twice before it even got to the fence. Whack.
This is Stephen Johnson, so right at the very back of the field, and just drives into Operation Desert Storm as they're running into turn 1. And the big Mercury ends up having a big crash on the inside, and this will show it. Right of screen, firing off. So rolling start, 80 kilometres an hour. These cars have got so much torque and so much horsepower.
Tiranas are squaring off right of frame as well in the live box. That's Gomersall caught up in that one. And here they are right now. And Begg, who's made that switch over to Touring Car Masters this week, former production car racer.
His usual ride's a Mercedes AMG production car, slightly different set of wheels for this weekend. Jason was just telling me how much he was enjoying this weekend, running at his home racetrack, and just the challenge of adapting from the TCM car to the Super 3 Commodore Mustang. Falcon for Matt Stone Racing. It's easy for some to say.
That was lap 1 for Jim. Policina running off. And he's come from a long way back there. Just couldn't quite stop it. And Tirana City down there, Krause. Turn 4, it's your favourite place.
Begg was the innocent victim in that. So Gomersall came from a long way back, putting the move on the other Tirana that was on the inside. And unfortunately, the number 2 car, 4-door versus 2, was just in harm's way. Now, through all of this, Cam Mason's out to 3.3 seconds. But John Bow is up from the very back of the field to 6th position. He has got a track record, you wouldn't believe, charging through the field in these jumbled grid races. So JB qualified 4th earlier today, and in the 25-car field, he started 21st. He's now 6th, with Ryan Hansford next. Might be about to go like the Queenslander as they get down and start finish straight with 3 laps to go in this one. So there's a bit going on in this, it's fair to say.
I think it's very fair to say. We've seen some pretty different strategies here. So JB's gone for the let's see how many cars I can pass and get to the front strategy. Johnson and Seaton playing a bit more of a cautious game at the back at the moment. Oh, that's a fast part of the track to run off.
Been done. Chevy Monza, great to see him back. The Adelaide 500 earlier this year.
It's got a fair bit of clearance, hasn't it, the Monza?
Yeah, it doesn't have any lowers to front splitters, and it seems like it's got some decent front suspension travel as well. Quite soft front end on the Chevy. That's a shame. He was running inside the top 5. This is that moment. Just flat understeer. The thing just did not turn. Drove the car off in a straight line. Maybe a little bit wide off in the marbles. And bouncing off through the undergrowth, and rejoins in behind the Porsche. And this is Adam Garwood. So he was going up the inside of Danny Bazadzik, who's in his 2nd round in the A9X Tirana hatchback, the Western General Bodyworks car. And this is the bouncing moment, tearing up Queensland Raceway's gravel traps at a great rate of knots. Ben's dropped outside the top 10 after a really promising performance. Meanwhile, Cameron Mason, who is yet to win a Paynter Dixon Touring Car Masters race, has got the 3.6 second race lead. There's Roel Harris working his way forward. Pete Burnett, despite the damage, Chad's still in the fight with that 12 Tirana with the front bumper bar still hanging on grimly on the right-hand side after that early contact.
Steve Johnson making little effort to carve through this field. He is quite happy plodding around at the back of the pack at the moment, staying well out of trouble. Gets just as many points for finishing where he is down there in 17th as he does for finishing first. And further back, a couple tails of woe. What has been a very bruising trophy race at the moment. Seaton starting to find his feet, moving through the field.
Great lap earlier today in qualifying. We'll start from pole. Seaton Johnson on the front row for the first of the championship races tomorrow. It's an exciting prospect. Jump on board with the Mustang into turn 4. Tested here earlier in the week, did a lot of laps working with his dad, who is a guru of suspension tuning in the sport, amongst many other things. And Leo Tobin, who's a long-time racer and a class champion in Painted Dixon Touring Car Masters, owns this car and planning to step out of the seat for a couple of rounds this year, and thought, well, if I'm going to step out, I might as well put a young talent in it. So rang up his mate Glenn Seaton, who helped develop this car initially when Leo built it. Said, how about we put Aaron in the car and go motor racing? And it's already started to pay off. Solid weekend at Winton and some great results by qualifying on pole here. Back to Bow Watch.
Pulling his way through this field at a rapid rate of knots. On the outside of Hansford, Zakanovic and Tilly fighting over second. JB going to go the long way. That'll be impressive. Hansford will give him a little bit of room at the exit. Ditto that, Tilly and Zakanovic. This is good racing. 1.5 to go. If anyone's going to reel in Cam Mason in that beautiful new Mustang, they've got to go quickly.
Marcus down on horsepower this weekend. They've got their older engine in this car. For this weekend, they'll go to a new power plant for the next round at City Motorsport Park. A couple of weeks' time, car off the road on the exit, I think it was Zakanovic. He's going to lose a spot here to Hansford, who will go the long way round. And they've been battling with handling as well on car 71, just to make it worse. This is a really interesting fight.
Great battle. Queuing up behind Tilly as they start their last lap. And the defensive drive of a lifetime at the moment. He's holding the barking dogs at bay. Hansford, Zakanovic, Bow, Garwood, a real mix of experience and youth. Garwood to the inside of Bow, that's brave.
Big move. Hansford up from 19th. Bow started 18th, one position. Sorry, he started 22nd, so 3 positions further back. Bruce Williams dodges out of the way. The hero from Winton in that amazing finish with Andy Fisher. Cameron Tilley driving the pacer on the throttle coming out of turn 3. Had a big slide there. And check them out when they go up here into turn 4, because the front rotors on all of these cars will be glowing bright red.
Oh, Bow on the absolute limit. Gets that thing just in. And takes 4th off Zakanovic. What a scrap this has been for the last 2 or 3 laps. No one's going to touch Cameron Mason. And that brand new Mustang is 5.5 seconds clear. 4th trophy race of the year, 4th different winner, always turning on this impressive racing. Building Garage 1 in Melbourne, it goes from Garage 1 to Position 1. Beautiful drive, Cam Mason to pick up the win in the fight for second. Give that one to Tilly, Hansford, Bow, Garwood, Zakanovic. What a scrap the whole way through. That last 9 Ks for them were very entertaining.
And very clean. No contact between 6 cars of different makes and models and drivers going at it really hard, getting to the line. Great scrap. Really enjoyed that. So well done, Cameron Mason. That is his first ever Painted Dixon Touring Car Masters race win and his 127th race start. He crossed the line first at the Adelaide 500 half a dozen years ago, but was pinged for a restart penalty and lost the win after the race. So that's going to be a really nice moment for the Mason family. That, not a great moment for the Bowgens.
That's what it looks like. Nearly 6 seconds clear of the field. It was the perfect drive. 9 laps complete. Safety car free, believe it or not. Cameron Tilley bringing that thing home second. Somehow holding an incredibly experienced bunch of drivers at bay. Hansford, Bow, Garwood, Zakanovic. What a huge fight that was. And all the way down through Bruce Williams, who was collecting the points there 2 laps down, but got that thing to the checkered flag. What was a very entertaining trophy race. I could look at this thing all day long. It's got that beautiful Alan Moffat look about it. And it's Moffat quick as well.
Yeah, what an impressive start. Gets a bit tougher tomorrow. So Wild scenes at the start. Drag race at the front between the Mustang and the Pacer, and Pete Burnett. And contact there with Alan Bougen. Fired the big Mercury off to driver's right-hand side. Went so far off the road that it made contact with the tyres that are right about there in front of the super screen.
I don't reckon too many cars have made it that far out there, but the sheer inertia of this thing.
And then a secondary contact as well, by the looks of it as well.
Big whack.
The dam that's on the inside of the racetrack. It's miles off the road. That was Jim Policina in the Mocom Tirana. Was running inside the 10 when he did that. And this is a big moment from Jason Gomersal. Got up the inside of the number 12 Tirana and then cannonballed into the number 2 Tirana. Tirana Cup down at turn 4 didn't end particularly well. This was a terrific scrap. Dogged determination from the Sydney sider and the valiant Pacer, who equals his best ever result in TCM with second. Just really promising stuff, I thought, from Sakanovic. The XD Falcons got some pace, despite the fact they're not happy with the engine or the handling. So promising signs, and what a great drive from Ryan Hansford. Documented earlier what he's been through in the lead-up surgery 3 weeks ago, and gets himself into the top 3.
And that is another win for the Mustang in this series.